Hi guys, Jason here from Empire Distributing, here to talk to you about actually the complete assembly of a fire feature. We've chosen the Teco Block Valencia fire pit. The information that we're about to talk about really holds true regardless of the brand or the model that you're assembling. I just wanted to go through step by step and hopefully help you guys out. The first piece I have here installed is one of our new vents that's also a key valve kit. What's nice about the Valencia, this actually will take the place of an entire block. Otherwise you have to trench a block out and install a key assembly like you've seen in some of our earlier segments. What's nice about this one, it includes the decorative cover on the outside, the linkage or pass through for your long key. It's got a keeper on the inside to hold your key valve in place. You can see we have our hard black iron pipe that would go down into the ground or into the patio. That's your source. And on the opposite side, it has a nice connection point for your flex line to go to your whistle-free flex line. So this can just get pushed down into place. It takes the place of a block. These blocks, once they're glued down, will hold this entire mechanism in place. One thing I always like to point out with matchlit ignition is when you're installing it for a consumer, take a look or pay attention to prevailing wind. If the key valve is on the west side of the fire feature and the wind predominantly comes from the east, it's not a great place. The gas is always blowing towards them as they're trying to light the appliance. So take a look at prevailing wind and try to work that into your favor. It'll make it a lot more enjoyable for the customer, a lot safer installation. So let's assume that our fire feature is all built and glued together. We have the proper ventilation everywhere. We've got this piece into place. I'm going to go ahead and just complete the rest of this. Okay, so I've already pre-installed our half-inch or FLKV12, which is our whistle-free half-inch flex line. So I'm going to make the connection to our plate. You'll notice on our plate I've already installed our drip stem, so that's already installed. These joints already have thread sealant on them. The only ones I need to seal are the connection point from here to the bottom of the coupling, and also the one where the connector goes into the side of the drip tee. So those two need some pipe dope, the rest are done from the factory. So I'm going to attempt to do this for you guys right here. This is a flare fitting, so no pipe dope is required for this one. You want to thread it up as tight as you can get it by hand. And then just use a pair of crescent wrenches to give it its final snug. Now in an earlier segment we talked about wanting the top of this plate about 4 to 6 inches down from this fire feature. So in order to do that, we're just going to use a couple cinder blocks. Again, you could use the collar kit from Warming Trends, miscellaneous block that you may possibly have on the job site. But I find the cinder blocks are fairly inexpensive. So at this point what we're going to do, I have the brass nipple in the top of our plate. You could put a cap on this and tighten it up. Spray all your joints with your leak detector solution or leak detector soap. Let it set for a couple minutes while you turn the gas on. With the gas on, you can inspect it with a bright light to make sure you don't have any leaks or any bubbles. Once you're satisfied with that, turn your gas off, remove your cap from the top, clean all the excess soap off of these flex connections. We don't want any rust or corrosion, so it's important to clean those off. Remember, with our setup here, these plates are always designed to fit down inside. We don't pinch them between a course of block. That way we can always remove it for service and maintenance. We're not taking blocks apart on top. We've cut this about 1/4 inch smaller than the fire feature. This Valencia, when you're done, measures about 29.5 inches ID. We cut these to 29.25, so we have a small gap. It slides in nice and easy. I'm not really concerned about that gap because my lava rock or my glass media, whatever I decide to put in here, is going to cover up and make up that difference. So the next part of this is the installation of the actual burner. We're going to add a little bit of thread sealant to the top of this and then carefully thread the burner on. This is a 120,000 B2 burner. It's a nice fit in a Valencia. It gives us that 6 inches that we want from the outermost points. As you remember from an earlier segment, We could certainly use 180,000 BTU or a 240,000 or even a 290,000 BTU burner in this application. So at this point, you could go ahead and put your media in, whether you choose your glass or your lava rock, whatever you want it to look like. If you're going to use fiberglass, you'll find that tends to get a little bit expensive. So you can actually come up about halfway up this pipe all the way around with either crushed lava rock or pea gravel, something inexpensive to make up some of that void, and then just put your decorative fiberglass on top. So I'm going to go ahead and light this. Now we always get the question, is match lit dangerous, and do I have to be afraid of it? And I guess you do have to treat it with some respect. And I guess the best rule of thumb is just turn the gas on a tiny amount so you can just barely hear it. Light a couple jets on low. These will cross to the others by themselves. To do that, just turn it up a little bit and you'll get ignition all the way across. As you can see, 24 to 30 inches of flame height. This key valve gives me my adjustability. Not everybody wants it on high, or you don't always want it on high every day. So with my key valve, I can just turn the system down to a lower setting. The key valve will work to do this whether you're electronic ignition, push button ignition, or like we are today, matchlet ignition. You can leave this set wherever you want. So there's your steps for installation on a Warming Trends fire feature in a Valencia fire pit. Hopefully you found this helpful. If you have any questions, please give us a call at Empire Distributing, and thank you for watching.